So what? What episode did I say we were on? 27? 27. All right, so welcome to episode 27 of Two Girls, a Guy, and a TARDIS. I am one host, John.
I'm Joanna.
I'm Nicole.
And we are all here. I think we're maybe a weekish late. I don't know, whatever. And we'll be another weekish late because Nicole is heading to Galley in 2 weeks, and we usually record every 2 weeks. So, in theory, there won't be anything happening in the Who-inverse since there hasn't been much, as it is. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about a few little things, I guess. We'll talk about the Christmas special, which we know was about a month late, but we didn't really talk about it much last time because we had our guests on from Our Fair City, Jeffrey and Betsy, who had not seen it. So, Joanna, you there?
Yes.
Okay, it got real quiet for a second, didn't it?
It did.
I'm like, oh, not again. So, actually, let's get started with the fact that we were at the we're at the Our Fair City Season 5 launch party 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Met lots of great people. I guess I should just give, before we talk about it, just a quick shout-out to the people we met. I mean, we met... let's see if I can get them all. There was Clayton, the creator. Mm-hmm. We met Jeffrey in person. We met Betsy in person. We met David, who is opening Geek Bar Chicago, which sounds like it'd be really cool. And he was real nice to us. We met Ryan, the person that contacted us. We met his lovely wife Amber. We met the boys from Geek Spotting, another Chicagoland podcast. It's pretty good actually. I listened to a few of them afterwards. James and Ruben. We got to see Lauren, or Geek Girl Chicago herself, Lauren, again. She was really jumping between everybody. I don't know how she managed to do it. The energy she had that night was outstanding. She talked to us for I think she talked to every single person there for about 5 minutes. So, it was a pretty good party. It was nice. It was something I'd never been to before.
Same here.
Has our theater person been to openings before? I would assume if anybody here has been to
openings, not like that.
No, but I mean, I would assume if anyone's been to any kind of an opening party like that, it would have been a resident theater person, Nicole.
You have another resident theater person here. So
You're a theater person too?
Yeah. I did theater in high school, and I did a little bit of theater in college, and I had friends who are theater people.
Well, I know some of your friends are. I didn't realize you were. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little bit, but not much. So, I've been to theater openings, but nothing like that.
I mean, it wasn't really a theater opening. I mean, because they're a radio show, but they are theater people, most of them.
Yep.
And an astonishing amount of Doctor Who fans, and there were people wearing Doctor Who stuff. I mean, there was the girl with the TARDIS. Was it just a top or a dress?
I want to say dress.
Was it? Maybe? It was, and there was the TARDIS, the Doctor Who leggings.
Yep.
I mean, it was a great showing of of Doctor Who out there, and to find out that so many people on the show enjoy it was really really cool. And to find out that people actually listen to us, and you people do exist out there, we appreciate it.
Yes.
It's nice to get that validation. David is opening Geek Bar Chicago. That's coming up sometime in the spring, I think. So stay tuned to that. You can follow the Facebook page for it. Just type it in, Geek Bar Chicago. I think we liked it too, so you can follow it off our page. I give Geek Spotting a listen. They're pretty good. Nice guys. Talked to them for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't follow Our Fair City yet, follow them. You see all kinds of neat pictures. But, I mean, what did you guys... I mean, they had... one person I'm forgetting who we didn't meet but did a great job keeping the party going was DJ Catnip.
Yes.
She did a really good job with song selection, I thought. There was old, there was new. I mean, everyone was having a great time.
Yep. Free alcohol.
There was.
Open bar. What more does a party need?
Of all the people to say that, you are the least likely of the three of us, I thought, would have said that. But yeah, had a couple drinks. Some great artwork done by various artists. Just and then in the windows of the theater, it was at the Defibrillator Theater or Performing Art Theater on Milwaukee in Wicker Park.
Noble
Park. Wicker Park. So yeah, Noble Square. It's right on the cusp border area there. If I knew Joanna was not working, I would have said meet us for dinner. I assumed you were working that day.
I was.
Because you always work.
I know.
So
I
I'm
should have been clearer.
But
about that.
yeah, we ate at a great little Indian place a few blocks away.
Ooh.
I don't remember the name of it. It was very good. The guy was very surprised. Oh, cumin. Yeah, the guy was very surprised when he asked if it was too spicy, and I said no, it was really good. And he asked if I could have had more spice. I said yeah, I could have. He seemed pretty shocked. But it was very good. It was. I had lamb. It was lamb vindaloo. It was delicious.
I like a good lamb. I mean, and I saw your post on Facebook about lamb.
I think lamb's very underrated, and a lot of people are afraid to cook it because they don't know how to do it.
Or they say it is too, or they don't like
too gamey.
Yeah.
Which I never understood what gamey really means. Like, I don't get. To me, I think I know what it means, but I never would call it that. You know. Mm-hmm. So in the windows of the theater,
lamb.
There was no lamb. No, but there was some
spring rolls.
There were some spring rolls. Yeah, those were pretty good. And then they had they passed out the.
Oh yeah.
It was your algae ration, but it was a pudding and crushed Oreos.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was, but and Cool Whip. It was tasty. It was good. It's a good time. Everyone seemed to have a great time. A very eclectic group of people, all brought together by their love of science fiction and Our Fair City and and Doctor Who. There were so many of them. I mean, it shows that it's you look at it and you think, wow, there might be hope for people to get along. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they had a structure in the window of what the Heart Life Tower would look like if constructed out of old computer components. Yeah. What else did they have? They had Betsy's shovel hanging on the wall, or Betsy the shovel hanging on the wall after it broke. Oh, spoiler, sorry. And then there was a live performance, a little bit, which was pretty neat to watch. And they let us preview episode 1 of season 5, which I listened to the whole episode. It's pretty good. So they do a pretty good job. I was happy. It was fun. Had a good time. Hope we're invited next year.
I think we will be.
Oh, also they're going to be at the Chicago Fringe Festival, and I think they're doing 1 or 2 live episodes again. But I don't know when the Fringe Festival is, so I can't really. I just don't remember the date of it. But once it gets closer, we'll fill you in, because they're friends of the show and we like them. So, and hopefully throughout the next few months we can get random whoever's on from the show, because Jeffrey and Betsy had a great time and they said they'd love to actually be on it and talk more. And I hear Clayton is a big proponent of the Ninth Doctor, and I was told corner him and discuss it with him, but I figured he had enough going on.
Yeah.
The last thing he needed was me trying to corner him and be like, hey, I've only met you online, but I really like your show, but I got a question about the Ninth Doctor. No, I wasn't going to do that.
Also got quite loud by the end.
Yeah.
Wasn't really conducive to a...
And that dancing guy kept following you everywhere you went. Like, unintentionally.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't trying to dance with you.
No.
But everyone was having a good time. And we got free parking, because across the street was free.
Yep.
I think.
Awesome
At
spot.
least if it wasn't, we didn't get arrested or ticketed.
Yeah.
Or towed. So that was cool.
Oh, excellent.
What was your take on it, Joanna?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was definitely very much like a theater opening for like your local theater companies, because of the group of people that were there, and it was a lot of fun because it was the artwork and the comics it's incredible.
Oh, that's right. They had a table with their comics and stuff there too.
Yeah.
They had
You
a
can
merch
also
table,
buy
yeah.
t-shirts, so I highly recommend getting the comics because they're really good and they're beautifully done.
Yeah, they're spin-off stories, right?
I think so.
Yeah, but you can get them at ourfavorcity.com. They have a store on there. There's some stuff I
Yeah.
want to buy from them too. They have some neat
Definitely.
stuff.
I highly recommend it.
You know what I
Also-
forgot was that Joanna was one of the highlights of the night, because Joanna and my wife kept looking at this one guy in a kilt, thinking he was someone, and couldn't place where he was from. And I agreed with you. You said he was the guy from the Renaissance Fair, and I agreed. I looked at that picture and I said, "That's the guy."
I thought it was.
I was
You
curious as to
both
what,
liked him.
and then I thought you were carrying around pictures of Renaissance Fair people on your wallet or on your phone, just
No.
because.
No, I just brought it up on Facebook.
But it was hilarious because I told you to go ask him, and you didn't want to. And I, being such a nice guy, said, well, I'm your boss, go ask. And then before I could tell you, no, I'm just kidding, you took off.
I was like,
because I'm not really your boss.
The thing is, it was going to kill me. Because it still bothers me, because I saw him somewhere. I don't know when and where I saw him, but I do know him.
I do remember there was another person you said you thought you knew. I'm like, well, go ask. And you're like, no.
Because I'm not doing that. Because one person was fine, nice and polite about it.
Well, you talked to him for a little bit, though. He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was fine. I think he thought.
You get his phone number? Nicole's just happy I'm not doing this to her.
So, what did you guys think? I mean, how was the drink you had, Nicole?
It was good.
Which one?
I only had the one, the Vulcan something.
I can't remember the name of it.
But it was Vulcan. I remember that. It was good. I watched them mix it up.
Yeah, they really went all out. I mean, everybody that worked there was people from the show. I mean, they all pitched in doing different things, and there was a great beer selection. I had a Guinness or two. I was happy. It was nice to see.
The Angry Orchid Orchard was delicious.
Have you had a couple before the show?
Unfortunately, no, I did not. I wish.
Yeah, it was. I've never been to something like that, and I had a great time. I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully next time it'll be warm. Because that would be the one part I did not enjoy.
No.
Trudging through the snow.
Trudging through the snow.
That was not fun.
No. If we didn't have the baby seat, we were going to be like, we'll drive you to the train station. And then you took off quick before we could even say anything.
Because I just
I'm like, she moves quick for wow, look at her go.
I just wanted to, like...
Joanna, my wife goes, should we see if she wants a ride? And you're like 2 blocks away already. I'm like, wow. We didn't even make it across the street yet.
I'm a city girl.
Man, no kidding.
I know how to move fast.
But it was a good location. It was a good space. Everything was really... I enjoyed it. Nicole, you have a good time?
Yeah, it was a good time. It was festive.
Yeah, it was. They had some big news. NPR Radio picked them up, at least for a little bit. I don't know what the deal they're going to have is, but they're going to be on NPR Radio.
Yeah.
That is way cool.
But, yeah, it's been a wild year. This is kind of our anniversary episode. I mean, our anniversary, I think, would have been a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But, it's been a wild year. I mean, we've done so much in such a small amount of time. And we'd like to thank all you listeners out there for supporting us so we could do it.
Thank
getting
you.
our name out there and listening and supporting us.
Yes.
So,
all our anonymous listeners.
Now on to some Doctor Who. Who hasn't seen the picture of the of Peter Capaldi in his outfit? Anyone? Show of hands. Okay, there's only 3 of us here, so. Nicole, do you want to describe it?
Sure.
You're better at that stuff than I am. Both of you are better at that than I am.
Well, obviously, first picture released of Peter Capaldi in his new costume, and my take on it was kind of like the less frilly Pertwee, because it's not velvety, it's not frilly, it's not fluffy in any way, but it's streamlined, but that lining gives it a little of that Pertwee flair, because it's that blue coat with the bright red lining inside that totally echoes the Pertwee cloaks that he wore with the crazy linings.
With the puffy pirate shirt from Seinfeld.
But it was much less, I mean, other than that, it's very simple. It's not like he doesn't have a bow tie or...
Nope.
Or a fez.
No fez, no bow tie, no scarf.
No.
Where's Doc Martens?
Yes.
I like that. I wear Doc Martens. I was told welcome to 1995 when I told somebody I wear Doc Martens. Those are good shoes, okay?
Yep. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's very simple, very streamlined, but he's got that little bit of flair with the red lining that I think makes it more doctor-y than just a...
I wonder if he's going to be more on the active side, how Pertwee was too. I think they're actually going to kind of go for that, and I think he kind of wants to. So, what did you think of it? Did you like it?
Yeah, at first I don't know if I was completely sure.
I didn't like the pose he was in. We talked about this before we went on air. Waist up, he looked fine, but when you looked at like waist down, his leg looked like it was in a weird position, and I was like,
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah. At first I was kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of simple. Like, is it? But then, yeah, I looked at him like, no, I think it works, and it looks like he could be more
swashbuckling,
because that outfit wouldn't get in the way.
How about you, Joanna? What do you think of it?
I thought it was kind of cool because it's definitely a nod to one of the classic doctors.
One of my favorite doctors.
Yeah, as everyone said, Pertwee.
Yeah. Oh, it's clearly in that style.
Except he actually, I don't know if you saw, there was a clip that somebody posted online that's Peter Capaldi on Craig Ferguson's show.
Recently?
No, it's from like 4 years ago.
Okay, I may have seen that one.
And he's wearing a jacket that has the like bright red lining on
really?
it. So that was...
So he was cast 4 years ago and this is all set up.
And he's wearing it. And you know, Craig Ferguson keeps like teasing him about like being a magician because he's got the like jacket with the red lining, and he's like, how's being a magician going for you? And
well, those two are friends from years from college, I think. And he's been on Ferguson's show a couple times, and Ferguson's always saying how he'd like to do a guest spot on Doctor Who. So you never know, maybe we'll see him as a bad guy or something. But
they've done that too, though, where they've had like something on the TV and someone comment, and then he could do that totally.
What was your question?
What were they in a band together? Like
yes.
A rock band?
Yes, they were. It was like a punk band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferguson was the drummer. Capaldi was the lead singer.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And somehow they both survived. Ferguson had some issues in life, but he made it. I like Ferguson. I think Craig Ferguson's a big reason Doctor Who's as popular here now too. I mean, he promotes it big time on his show. I think he's got a TARDIS and a Dalek on his desk. I mean, so, but yeah, they were in a band together back in college.
Very cool.
Yeah. Which all these little things about his past, and he doesn't have an old man feel to me.
No. Like
when you see him or you hear him talk, he doesn't seem like he's going to be this crippled old man that can't move. So.
I think it's a matter of timing, like how people take care of themselves differently from the 1960s to like now.
Well, just in general, people nowadays stay younger longer. I mean, even if I know people don't take care of themselves for anything and don't look like they're their age. I mean,
exactly.
And he's only 50?
55.
55?
Same age as William Hartnell.
Yeah. And William Hartnell was like already going senile and stuff. Well, not senile, but he had, mental issues.
I think Alzheimer's, possibly.
Yeah, it was something like that, yeah. But Capaldi, look at actors like Sean Connery, or Johnny Depp's in his 40s.
I think he's 50 now.
Oh, he's 50. Yeah, so it's not like it's that big a deal anymore. So I think he's going to be good. I think he'll be fine. I just can't wait to see it. I can't wait to. No, I think he'll be perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't really hear any other news. Is there anything else?
They had some photos.
Yeah, but
from
nothing.
The set.
I didn't see the newer photos. When did those come out? I think I checked Thursday or Wednesday, and I don't think they were up yet.
I forget when they. But there were a few photos from and somebody even obviously on a cell phone or something filmed them filming. There's a little tiny.
Oh, that's
clip
that's very meta.
Where you can't really hear anything, but I guess you can kind of see them acting out the scene.
Well, they're auctioning off one of the scripts from Series 4. That's on there. I have not seen An Adventure in Space and Time yet. I think I'm going to buy it because I recorded that Also on the DVR, and it got erased for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Everything gets erased for Mickey Mouse
It
Clubhouse.
does. It does. Diary of Doctor Who role-playing games. I didn't know they had them. Yeah. I mean, yeah. See, on my website the new sites I look at, it didn't even show what you were just talking about. Doesn't Capaldi waist up in that picture, or even knees up, remind you of how Pertwee posed? I mean, I looked at that, and the first thought was through my mind was he is, yeah. Although there's that one image of Pertwee where he's just got this goofy face on him that I think is priceless. Also, I mean, we all know that the Madame Vastra and gang will be in the new series, which is kind of nice.
Yep.
I wonder how they're going to react to the new face of the Doctor.
Well, I don't think Vastra will have a problem. I mean, she's, probably...
Strax might be confused.
Strax is confused. Strax thinks Jenny's a boy. Strax is confused anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Strax might be confused. That's like saying, water's wet. I was kind of surprised at how they I thought they gave Clara's well, let's go into the Christmas special, because like I said, there's not really much else news-wise. First off, okay, I hate saying it. I'm going to have to admit, I tried watching it. I got the gist of it, but out of the hour it ran, right, about an hour, I think I probably missed about 20 minutes because taking care of the daughter and stuff, and then it got erased off the DVR.
For Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Aw.
Hot diggity dog, hot dog, hot dog. So, I mean, I get what happened. I saw the end of it, and I saw most of the important parts of it. What did you think? Nicole? Because I have to say a name, because if I don't, you both jump in. Or unless Joanna wants to go first. I don't care.
I don't care.
It's going to be like a little Britain skit. Joanna. And she's going to start. Nicole. Joanna. And just go back and forth.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
I actually liked it. I mean, it was totally different in tone from what came before it, with like the 50th and this big spectacle and like
such a good episode though, the 50th,
running around a lot, and then the Christmas special was a little more subdued, but I actually thought that was perfect for Matt Smith, because I said I wanted him to stop running, because his whole time he was always running.
That was the whole mantra
behind his running from the past. He just ran, couldn't stay in one place. So it was kind of nice to see at the end. It's kind of like he grew up.
I found it very odd how, with Matt Smith's character, and this has nothing to do with the Christmas special necessarily, but with his portrayal of the Doctor, how there was so much running from the past after David Tennant kind of made peace with what he had done. Like, you even see that in the 50th. Like, David Tennant's kind of looking at him like, what's your deal, dude? You're older than me, Why are you acting like a little kid? I mean, obviously each regeneration has, their different personality, and, that I'm sure influenced it too. It just seemed, Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said I thought it was good that he stopped running and had to stay. Because, like, even in The Power of 3, he, like, couldn't stand staying in one place for even an hour. That was when he was, like, he did 20 million things, and he's like, how long has it been? And it's like, 2 hours.
Yeah, but he knew for a fact this time what was at stake. Power 3 really didn't. I mean, he knew that the fate of the universe, again, because while they prevented, Gallifrey from being destroyed, I mean, the Time War was still going to go if he didn't do what he did. I mean, I thought it was interesting how they had him stay there. I didn't care for the name. I didn't care that the Christmas tie-in was that the town was called Christmas.
Well, I
right. It was called Christmas, if I'm correct.
Yes,
right.
I didn't. I thought most of the Christmas stuff was kind of just shoehorned in there, because there was the town called Christmas, and then there was the other Christmas stuff, is all the stuff with Clara's family, and that.
Yeah. See, I missed that. That's a big chunk of what I missed. I missed a big chunk of her part of the episode.
You did not miss anything, I thought. Because
I saw. Sorry, go ahead.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it. I thought it could have been done a little bit better.
See, I'm glad we're talking about it a few weeks later, because a lot of times we'll talk about an episode right after we see it, which we should, and when we talk about it later on, it's changed a little bit to us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what was your take on it then, Joanna?
Well, it's been... I had to admit, I haven't seen it since it aired.
Right.
But the fact is, like, you couldn't really lie at Christmas. It was the good comedy bit. A part of it.
Yeah, they had the truth field. The Time Lords put out the truth field in the town. So no one could lie.
I couldn't believe Christmas was on a planet called... was on that planet.
Yeah, that was a whole bizarre thing to me. Was that, you know, it was Trenzalore, and was it Trenzalore? No. Yeah, it was. It was Trenzalore. For a second I said that, I'm like, wait, was it? Yeah, it was. I don't know. I mean, what I saw of it, I missed most of Clara's stuff. I saw him aging. I saw him fending off all the different species, and I did think the part with the Cyberhead was kind of funny. Mm-hmm. In a sense, I kind of liked it because it almost showed, like, we always complain Cybermen don't seem like to be from humans anymore. Granted, it was only the head, but the fact that he had the head with him and they had the interaction the way they did, it's like, okay, there is still some part of that creature that is, human still. I thought that was kind of neat. I don't understand why, at the end, when he regenerates, he becomes young first.
They said it was a reset, apparently.
See, I'm so tired of hearing resets. Every season's been a reset. I mean, what would have been so bad if he just got old like Hartnell and regenerated? I don't see. To be honest, it would have been I thought it would have been kind of cool after everything explodes and there's all the rubble, and and Clara's looking for him, and all the people come out. If you saw Capaldi walking towards her from the back, and then everyone had a look of shock and surprise, and then it showed that it was him. I think that would have been, pretty cool. But I think part of it is because they wanted to show Matt Smith come full circle. I mean, with the guest appearance and all. Which, even that, to me, it was... I don't know how I feel about that. Because they almost made it seem like his death was final, But it's really not like that for the Doctor. I mean, they remember things from the past. It's not,
Well, that was why well, first of all, we know how I felt about the last regeneration, because End of Time was...
Oh, yeah, he goes and visits everybody. My love-hate relationship with... I liked seeing everybody, but I hated that they did it that way. Yeah, no, I got you.
Well, and what I really hated about it was that I said when he got all whiny and mopey and like, it's like death, and then, I don't want to go. That, which is why I did like that Matt Smith...
Didn't say that, yeah.
And like, when he went up, and he thought he was going to die for real. He didn't know he was going to get a new cycle of regenerations. He didn't, mope. He didn't go, oh.
I missed part of how he got it. Clara talks to the Time Lords, right?
Yeah, through the
because
crack.
They still... The crack had to come back, right? Yeah.
Well, I liked that they did kind of tie up all the loose ends, too. I mean, not...
They never tied the silence up, though, did they?
Yeah, they did.
When was that? Did I miss that part?
That was because they were... the priests in the Church of the Papal Mainframe.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
And that was like a rebel sect led by...
All right. I gotcha now. Yeah.
I can't think of her name now.
I gotcha. Like I said, I would catch parts of it. Maybe I saw 30 minutes in that. I thought it was more like 40, but apparently not. For what I saw, I enjoyed it. I hate saying it. My favorite Christmas special was The Next Doctor. With David Morrissey. I just really like that one. I don't even like Cybermen episodes, and that's a Cybermen episode. Mm-hmm. But it was just so neat how, I really thought they should have made David Morrissey the Next Doctor. I thought that they should have had a timeline kind of crossover thing, and then at the end of that season, it's Morrissey. I think that would have been cool. Mm-hmm. But this one was good. I mean, like I said, I don't know about having, her visit him there at the end like that. I was kind of surprised at how fast the transformation was.
Yeah.
Do you think they got to the end of it? They're like, oh man, we blew the budget. We just quick edit it. You duck down, you come up. Okay, good. Like, I thought that was a little, the new kidneys thing was funny.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that were, that I enjoyed. Him asking how to fly it. Why is it every regeneration since, in the new series, why is the TARDIS always crashing? Why? I don't get it. It never did before. It never exploded or burst into flames or crashed before. Why is it going to crash every time?
Who knows?
It would have almost been cool and just to have him been all slick and be like, click, flip one switch and be like, it's a new, say something clever about it being a new beginning or something.
I don't know. That didn't work so well for Colin Baker.
Not something arrogant like that. Change, my dear, and not a second too soon. Yeah, how'd that work out? But, again, that wasn't even his fault. What I saw of it, I enjoyed. I'm glad I missed out parts with Clara's family. I'm not a huge fan of that.
It felt like they were basically there to get, the Christmas in the Christmas special, because they're celebrating Christmas.
Yeah.
But, and there were some nice moments with her family.
Okay.
Just... I was sitting there and...
Did it just seem like a different show? Like, it just didn't seem like it matched?
Well, I was trying to figure out... I went, okay, that's her grandmother. That is apparently her father. And then I'm like, who is the other woman? Because her mother's dead. So I'm like, is it an aunt? Did her father remarry? There's just a woman there that I don't think they ever really explained exactly. She's a relative.
She winks at her like the Time Lord lady and
But
end of time looks at Tennant and nods.
But I was like,
hey, who is she?
I was like, I don't even know who this person. There's some funny that the idea that.
Was it a long segment with them?
It cuts in several times to them. Like she, leaves and then comes back and has a moment with the family.
I remember her. I remember her with them a little bit, but I didn't pay attention to. I'm like, this has no bearing on what I want to see.
Well, then she goes and gets the doctor to pretend to be her boyfriend because she invented a boyfriend, and he shows up without any clothes, and she explains it by saying, "Oh, he's Swedish."
Oh God! And we were just
that. It seems like an extremely diverse yet disjointed episode. From
it was
I saw the main parts with the the parts on Trenzlore. That's basically what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how he got the regenerations, and that makes perfect sense. Why not? They've been more than willing to grant extra regeneration cycles in the past to people. They were going to give it to the Master. He's evil.
Well, they kind of brought that in nicely, I thought, because they show the seal of the High Council from the 5 Doctors, and then that was, of course, the Master was going to get his new cycle of regenerations for helping.
You realize the ironic part is that Pertwee took the seal away from him, and now the doctor that we have that came in is going to be dressed like Pertwee.
Yep. So they brought that in. So I was like, oh, that was kind of a way to bring up the new cycles of regenerations. Remind you that they did exist in the past.
I want the Master to return. I don't want the deranged, psychopathic Marvel supervillain I can fly Master. I want the just, maniacal bad guy, evil overlord kind of Master. Like the Bond villain, like we used to have. I will work with the Daleks as long as it's in my best interest, and then when I give them this, it'll destroy them too, and I'll run. That's what I want.
That'd be fun.
That's how it used to be. It was never.
Yeah, he wasn't.
John Simm's first appearance as the Master wasn't bad. John Simm's appearance as the Master in End of Time was wrong. Fail. So much fail.
We know how I feel.
So that episode had parts I thought were good. It's just the episode altogether was just so bad. Such a horrible send off for a guy that one of my favorite doctors. It's just really? This is how he gets? After all these years and all the things he's battled, radiation kills him. Really? Radiation's going to kill you. Right.
Yeah,
Didn't think about breaking the glass door?
No, I know I just said that even earlier in this. I hated when he's talking to, I think it was Wilf, wasn't it? About it's like you die and you can't, and it's painful and I went. The doctor has never it's not like he wants to regenerate, but he's never gotten, like, whiny about it. It's like...
No, but the show's gotten whiny about it. Like, the last season of Tom Baker. The whole season was about decaying and death. The episode was called State of Decay we just watched.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was all about entropy and, So, I mean, they've in David Tennant's case, they did it in 10 minutes instead of 9 drawn-out episodes. But, we lost track. I can't really make a total judgment on the Christmas special because, like I said, I didn't see all of the parts. What I saw, I enjoyed. I mean, I plan on watching it and buying it. I just haven't, gotten to it. But it was good. It was almost a letdown though because how good I thought the 50th was so good. A lot of people took exception with the fact that they're like, well, nothing happened. There's no action. I'm like, no, but it was just so good. To me, it was like, yeah, there wasn't action. John Hurt and them weren't running around stabbing people. No, but there was so many little things intertwining. I thought it was really good still. I thought this was more of a Doctor Who as we know it episode. Yeah, I mean, the 50th was more like a movie. It was like a movie tie-in. It was you could tell. I mean, this is more what we expect from a Doctor Who episode, and it was fine,
Well, I said
and
the
now
tone
I'm
was
hoping
totally
this whole
different.
thing is done. Now let's get on with finding the Time Lords.
Well, I was a little worried at first. I'm like, is he gonna find the Time Lords
In the first episode?
And, the first episode after. I thought this would give a story arc for a while.
I think it will. I hope it will.
But then I was like, wait a second. So
they're in E-space.
What is he gonna? And then I was like, okay, good. They're still just out there somewhere. We don't know where.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, first he's got to get a staff, and he's got to go to a pyramid and stick the staff in the ground, and where the sun shines through is where he's got to go to the next spot. Oh, I was Indiana Jones. Doctor Who, intergalactic archaeologist.
That's River.
I'm not going to lie. Now I almost wish River had not been written out completely. Because I kind of think...
Moffat, I think, said
he would bring her back if there was a good reason. But how many times can you bring her back? Because I think her and Capaldi... Because she met... I mean, in her thing when she talks with David Tennant, I mean, basically she says she met him when he was Matt Smith. Because she's going backwards or whatever to his timeline.
But she does do the thing about
he was so much
I haven't
older.
seen this face yet, and that so it does kind of imply that she could have seen other faces of the Doctor.
Maybe, but I think Capaldi and her would probably have done really well together on screen.
Would be
because even though her and Smith were good, there was always this little hint of she's old enough to be your mom. It was almost kind of I don't know. She's too mature for the way you act. But
it would be interesting to see, with the different dynamic, different Doctor.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not gonna. They don't want to do that. They don't want to keep rehashing the same. And we'll bring her. I mean, who else are you gonna bring? You're already bringing back 3 characters, who I honestly think should get a spin-off show. We talked about this with Peter Davison. We've talked about this before. 8 to 12 episodes of Doctor Who. When there's 52 weeks in a year, that's not even... That's nothing. Why can't we have the main Doctor Who show? I mean, it had Sarah Jane for a while. Mm-hmm. Why can't we have another spin-off starring that? I mean, it would be more of a kid-oriented spin-off. And same with Jenny's character. I still don't get why we can't have a spin-off of her. Mm-hmm. That would solve the female Time Lord issue. Have her come back in an episode of Doctor Who and then have the spin-off come out of it. I don't think it would be a bad thing. I mean, because all these shows are only 12 episodes a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you'd be tired of watching. Watch by the time you.
How many more fans would that bring in?
Well, I think if you brought Vastra and her gang in on their own spin-off, it would bring in a good amount of fans. I think you'd get more.
Well, I mean,
a show about Jenny'd be more of a crapshoot, really. I mean, if it would do well or not. I mean, it depends how they portray it and how they set it up.
I think that should have been done while David Tennant was still.
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
But yeah, they could. I mean,
by the way, that was the second time the Doctor got cloned. Second time. He got cloned in the episode where he got K9. Also, okay, so we're done with the Christmas special pretty much. We all, I have an issue with people in K9. Everyone, well, not everyone, the majority of fans think that K9 and Sarah Jane Smith were together on a TARDIS. That is false. The majority of fans think the Fourth Doctor created K9. That is false. He got K9 at the end of the episode, The Invisible Enemy, where they're fighting this virus that's trying to take over. This virus is using the Doctor as a host, and is trying to create, turn him into whatever the virus is supposed to be, whatever that creature is. Mm-hmm. And Leela's in the episode, and at one point, Leela and him both get cloned, injected into his body, and physically are walking through his head trying to find it to fight it. The Doctor that does the cloning in that episode is who created K9. I believe he dies at the end. No, he gives. I don't remember if he dies at the end or what, or if he gives K9 to him. I think he gives K9 to him as a gift. Yeah. So K9 and Sarah Jane were never together, and then all of a sudden it became canon. Oddly, when they had the one episode of the K9 and Company in 1979, which was horrendous and no one watched, because K9 and Sarah Jane Smith are in it, and it's implied. And I don't know if there's a line in it or something, but allegedly, that's the other problem. The K9 she has isn't K9, or isn't the original K9, because the original K9, the parts with Romana 2, no. The original K9 stays on Gallifrey with Leela.
Yeah.
Then the Doctor creates K9 Mark II. And he stays with Romana 2 in E-Space. So where did the K9 that's with Sarah Jane come from? Because all you Doctor Who fans out there like to complain about it's not canon, it's not canon. Well, guess what?
K9 is not really canon.
The K9 that was with Sarah Jane Smith in the new series and in her show and in it is not canon because it was never shown where it came from. So if you're going to count that K9 as canon, then guess what? You're opening up a whole new dimension of things that can be counted. I have to explain that I have to explain so many times that the Doctor did not build K9 to people, and then they argue with me and say I'm wrong. I'm like, have you ever watched a Tom Baker episode? No. Well, maybe you should. Because Sarah was with Harry Sullivan. Mm-hmm. It was Sarah and Harry Sullivan.
Yeah. Then Harry left.
And then Harry left, and it was Sarah. And then Sarah got dropped off somewhere at the wrong Croydon or something, in the wrong city, and he went to Gallifrey. And then he was on. Then he had one episode where he was alone. Mm-hmm. Then he picked up Leela in the episode where people on her planet worship him. Face of Evil. They worship him as a god, and you see a massive concrete face of Tom Baker, which matched the guy's ego at the time, I'm sure. And then she goes with him and travels with him, and makes one of the best episodes of the show and one of the worst. Well, I think Horror of Fang Rock's a great episode, and you see a Rutan, and they mentioned the Rutan Sontaran War. I think Tales of Wing Chang might not be a great episode. I always skip that one when I'm watching them. I don't know why. I don't remember what it was about. I don't think Leela ever encountered Daleks, though.
No, I don't think she...
She would have tried stabbing it.
Yeah, she didn't have a Dalek episode.
She was a very strong, aggressive female companion. Mm-hmm. Very rarely did she get captured and not escape on her own. Or how many times was she like, do you want me to gut him? Whoa, slow down. Take it easy. I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes this week. I've been trying to revisit the Tom Baker years. And I watched 3 or 4 of them, and Joanna, my wife, was watching them, and she's like, "Did she just ask if he wanted her to gut him?" I'm like, "Yep, that's her." The amount of times she held somebody at knife point and threatened them was astonishing. He didn't need guns. He had a Leela.
Yep.
This is even better.
They were good episodes, but it's just wow, she really is an angry companion. Very protective of the Doctor. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
well, she was the only woman of her tribe. It looked like you never saw another woman.
Yeah.
When she left, that group must have slowly died off because they were all men.
The researchers from no, there were other women in that episode. I thought.
I don't know. I don't think you ever see another.
I thought in one of the parts of it you saw 1 or 2. They're going to be busy then if there are. But And there's the PG-13 rating. No, yeah, so the Doctor did not invent K9. He built the second one. And allegedly, somewhere along the line, I don't... See,
building K9s became like a hobby for him.
Here's the problem. When? Because K9 leaves with Romana Q in E-Space, and then he picks up Tegan and Nyssa right after that. Because he leaves her and K9 in E-Space, and then leaves E-Space. I think the same episode, or the episode... Well, he picked up Adric before they departed. I think it's either that same episode... No, it's the episode... it's the episode after they depart E-Space. I don't think... I think there's no other episodes with him and Adric in E-Space.
No,
after
I don't
that.
think
So he's got Adric, and then who's the first one they go to Traken?
Yeah, and
pick up Nyssa. Which, actually, she doesn't stay with him the first episode. It's the story after she ends up with him again. So, when is he building all these canines? Because shortly after that, he becomes Peter Davison. Mm-hmm. And he becomes the Fifth Doctor, and you never see another canine until recently. And I get it. I was nostalgic about it, too. I was like, oh, it's K9 and Sarah Jane. And then I remember a year or two after that episode aired, thinking about that and watching it again on BBC America going, wait a minute. What episode was Sarah Jane with K9 in? I couldn't place it. I'm like, well, he must have had a K9 with Sarah Jane and then not had one for a while and then built another one. That's when I started going back and watching them again and going, wait a minute. There's no K9 in the beginning of that series. So there's my rant. I still love all you people out there, don't worry. And the ones I don't, you know who you are.
Uh-oh.
But that's like the biggest argument to make. If anyone comes up to us and argues canon with us, I just have to... K9. What do you mean K9? K9 was with Sarah Jane Smith. How? Well, because, see, the Doctor he just built one and then decided, I'm going to deliver him, because don't forget, Sarah says in the episode, oh my god, that's even more to the point. Sarah says in the episode with David Tennant, School Reunion, that they hadn't seen it, she says they hadn't seen each other since he dropped her off, which means he never stopped by to give her a canine. Do they ever say in that episode how she got canine?
I think he gave it to her.
No, she had it. It was in the back of her car.
Really? Because I thought she had it.
No, that one gets destroyed, and he builds a new one and gives it to her. And when its TARDIS dematerializes, K9's sitting there.
I swear, at one point...
That's the point when he gives her the one. It's a gift to her, and she didn't know he was doing it. Because she goes, oh, I have something to show you. And she takes the tarp off, and it's K9. And she goes, oh, yeah, his battery's ran down or whatever. It's like, where did you get him?
Yeah.
Because... they never say it. It's like the pirate that disappears in the Curse of the Black Spot. Where'd he go?
She has K9 in the Five Doctors.
Yeah, and they don't say it there either, how she got him. It makes no physical sense. In the Five Doctors, I think they're going on I think in the Five Doctors, because when that came out, it was right around when K9 and Company was aired, that pilot, I think they based it off that. But that pilot's not canon for anything, because it doesn't even say or show how she got him. Because I think in that they're both separate, and he finds her, and she goes, "Oh, K9." And it's like there's like some weird way how they get together in that too. I have it; we can watch it. I just don't remember. So there's never anything mentioned really of how Sarah Jane has K9.
No.
Other than K9's beloved and Sarah Jane was beloved.
Yeah, because she already had him in the Five Doctors. He was warning her about the danger.
It involves the Doctor.
So, yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, he was already there.
Yeah.
Not just School Reunion. Yeah, she had him in Five
Doctors. Yeah.
And they definitely don't explain where he came from in that. He's just there.
Yep. I wish you guys could see the look on Nicole's face. It's the most puzzled I've ever seen her look. Ever. And I've known you 7 years? 6, 7 years? That's the most puzzled I've ever seen her look. She's the resident doctor who, I've watched it my whole life. She remembers everything. She watched it newer, and it's all fresh in her head. She remembers so much more than me and knows so much more than I ever did. And for her to be stumped on this one...
Yeah, I can't come up with any logical.
And I guarantee there's some d-bag out there going, "It's timey-wimey." I guarantee there's going to be one listener listening to this going, "Well, it's timey-wimey. See, what happened was," and if that listener comes up to me, I'm just going to look at him and be like, "I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say."
Just slap him.
One of my favorite parts of the 50th was when Matt Smith said timey-wimey and David Tennant said, "I don't know where you got that from." Because if I'm correct, David Tennant says it originally, but he doesn't say it all the time.
No.
Matt Smith really embraced it. That was I'm reversing the polarity of the neutron flow for the 11th Doctor.
And then, John Hurt's Doctor gets to go, why do you talk like babies? Like, what?
Oh, I thought John Hurt's Doctor was so good.
He was so cynical.
But he was fun at the same time. Like, all that weight on his shoulders, and he still had time to be sarcastic and funny and, not taking things as serious. Like, he took things seriously, but, he was still light about it. It wasn't,
Well, he was still very much like the Doctor. Like, I thought he'd be all serious and intense he wasn't
the Ninth Doctor yet. He was more like not Ninth. Yeah, he wasn't the Ninth Doctor yet. He was more like the Seventh and Sixth and the ones before still.
Well, even the Ninth Doctor has a sense of humor he jokes around a little bit.
It took a while for it to come out, but yeah.
So, they all have some sense of humor.
But he was supposed to be more brooding and more distraught over what had happened.
Yeah.
Where John Hurt, it hadn't happened yet, but he'd just been run down by going to war. But,
since Eccleston is
staring at
me,
you, lovingly from across the room.
Yeah, he does have the moment, like with...
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Eccleston.
Yes. With Rose's mother, when she was like, "There's a strange man in my bedroom. Anything could happen." No.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
he had a little bit of a dry sense of humor. He wasn't going to make jokes to crack up the room.
No, where Tennant... It was funny because he would make dry jokes here and there, and he had moments where he was funny. David Tennant was like the talk of the party kind of guy, and then Matt Smith was the guy that was constantly trying. Matt Smith was the cosmic hobo again, only this time he was more of a cosmic clown. He reminded me very much of Patrick Troughton. Because he had a much darker side like Troughton did that you'd see once in a while, and he was when that darker side would come out, you'd see, he's been playing everybody. But yeah, so there's no valid TV reason for K9 to be with Sarah Jane. Unless in K9 and Company, K9 meets up with her and says, "The Doctor left me here for you," but that doesn't explain when he made her or that doesn't explain why he made him, why he would drop him off with someone that didn't know him. I mean, there would be no real reason for any of it.
It would be strange too to drop him off and
not just be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
Like, he didn't want to see.
Sorry
Sarah
about dropping
Jane,
you off in the wrong spot.
Yeah. He just. Yeah.
I also thought that in School Reunion. Now we're really backtracking. Like I said, there's not much going on in the Who universe. I also thought though in School Reunion, they made it seem like they were more than like Tom Baker and her never had that chemistry where it looked like something else could have been going on. They looked like very good friends, like very close friends. They really hinted in School Reunion that they were like more than that. And quite frankly, the only person that the Fourth Doctor would ever have been more than that with probably would have been Romana too. And there's a drunk Christmas clip out there. You can find it on YouTube. It's great. It's Tom Baker and Lala Ward and K9, and they're talking about Christmas. And I think they were drunk when they made it. They're drinking like champagne. They're sitting with his arm around her on the floor of the TARDIS.
Yeah. No, it was. They did hint at, like, it felt more like
there was more
relationship that but maybe that was just because that was now the Doctor is Mr. Romance. He had Rose at the time. He was about to meet Madame de Pompadour.
Still a great episode. Oh, I made a list of my favorite episodes and put it on our website. And I made this because my friend Paul said, "What episodes are good to bring somebody into the show?" And I took that idea and said, you know what? I'm not going to do what episodes are good to bring somebody into the show. Because anyone that listens to us, or if you're listening to us, you know the show. You know what I mean? You're not just, you've obviously started watching it. You have an interest in it. I based mine more off, if you wanted to bring somebody into another Doctor, where would you go? It's like 40 episodes. Because there's a lot of good ones from each Doctor. Even, like, I kind of picked Vengeance and Veros because, I don't know, 6th Doctor, what else is there? But, I mean, generally, you know, I kind of got, my cousin was kind of giving me crap about it. Well, can't you narrow it down to 3? I'm like, no, I can't. Because there's more than 3 good episodes. Like, if you want 3, fine. Blink, Tooth and Claw, and, what's the one you just said? With
The Girl in the
The Girl in the Fireplace. There's 3. I mean, because you could easily pick 10 from the last 5 or 6 years and say these will do it. Oh no, I said the Doctor Dances and the Empty Child, Doctor Dances, Blink, and Tooth and Claw, you know, or the one you just, one of the 2, I don't remember. I'm like, fine, there's your 3. You know, because so there is a list of what I think are my favorite episodes, and I'd like Nicole and Angie. Who's Angie? I'd like Nicole and Joanna to compile a list of their favorite episodes. Now, it was hard for the 2nd Doctor, because a lot of them I only have as audio, but I did, and reconstructions, but I did watch or listen to a good amount of them, and I did put some on there. But I'd like to see what you guys think and see if any of them match. So it doesn't have to be as long as mine. I mean, quite honestly, like, I think Matt Smith's first season, I think I have like most of it on there. Like, there were a lot of good episodes that season. You know, and David Tennant's second season. No, David Tennant's first season even. And second season, there's a ton of great episodes. And they're so diverse where they meet, you know, the artist, not Rembrandt.
Van Gogh.
They meet Van Gogh. They meet, you know, there's so many different levels of that show. To be able to say, what are your top 3 is, I think, impossible. I mean, if you're going to ask me my favorite episode and really make me push on it, it's going to be Remembrance of the Daleks. To this day, I still think that is I think it's an excellent episode. Mm. I can watch that any time of I can watch it whenever. It's great. But there's other really good ones out there. So if you're interested in mine, check it out on our website. The link's always on our notes here. And sometime in the next couple weeks, I'd like you guys to put together a list of your favorites for whatever Doctors you've seen. I understand not everyone's watched all of them. I get that.
Are you giving us homework?
I am giving you homework.
Oh boy.
Don't get cocky, otherwise I'll pull the boss card again.
I'm usually the one giving the homework.
It's true. You usually are.
Oh boy.
But over the next couple of weeks, if you think about it, just jot it down, and I'll post it up there. Because I figure why not. So, but yeah, when I was pressed, I was like, fine, these 3. It's been 1,000 episodes. Narrow it down to 3. I was gonna say, what's your favorite song of all time? There isn't one.
I hate you.
What?
No, it's gonna be like I hate you because I don't know what to do. There's so many good episodes.
Okay, well then write down the ones you like.
Oh,
I'm not like putting you on the spot where you can only have one per season. No, I don't care how many you put.
okay.
You can put if you put the end of days, we're gonna have a problem. You and Nicole are gonna tangle.
Other people can like it. I just
I'm not going
I
there
just
because
don't.
every time
I put the 50th anniversary episode on my list even. I went up to that point because it was so well done. I mean, it was such a neat idea how those paintings were. But no, I mean, whatever you guys want. It doesn't have to be 50 episodes or whatever. But when you have a show that's 1,000 episodes, roughly, it's hard to be able to be like, this is the best episode of all time ever on that show. It's hard to say this is my favorite episode from such and such Doctor. There's so many. Second Doctor, The Mind Robber, great episode. I used to say it was my favorite, and then I saw Tomb of the Cyberman. Great episode. I can't tell you which one's better. They're different. And that's the thing. To me, with Doctor Who, yeah, there are some bad episodes. Curse of the Black Spot. Generally, it's not that they're bad. A lot of them I don't find as bad, just different. Like, you can't compare... what is it in the Wasp?
Unicorn and the Wasp.
The Unicorn. You can't compare the Unicorn and the Wasp to Cold War. I mean, I like them both, but they're 2 totally different episodes. I think I put Cold War on there. I think that was I found it funny that in Series 7, my favorite episodes were the second half. When it seems a lot of other people disagree with that. So you guys have some homework. And whoever's listening, why don't you chime in on Facebook? What are your favorite episodes? Did I get some wrong? I'm sure I did.
For all the new Who fans, what do you guys like? What are your favorite episodes?
Yeah. Leave us, what you think per doctor or per show or series or whatever, Also, do you think K9? Where do you think K9 came from? That was in the Fifth Doctor or Five Doctors, and in what is that? School Reunion. You realize though, a lot of people say, well, the Five Doctors is a one-off. It doesn't count as a canon episode, but it's tied to School Reunion because Sarah Jane's in it with K9,
and
it was on TV.
And in
they mention it somewhere too.
Well, and I completely forgot the name of Matt Smith's final episode. Which one was it? Time of the Doctor? Right? I was like, not Day of the Doctor. What?
Time of the Doctor. I think it's the Christmas one.
He had the seal of Rassilon.
Yeah.
The Five Doctors.
Five Doctors. So yeah.
I mean, seal of the High Council.
Yeah.
So it
obviously happened.
Clearly that ties in.
Does Shada count? Shada was written.
Yeah.
Most of it was filmed, but it was never aired. They never finished it because there were issues with the writing or with production strikes or something. But since then, they have finished it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good. It's not a bad episode. I've seen the older version of it. I haven't seen the newest complete one, but I've seen it and it's not bad. Mm-hmm. But does that count?
It's a good question.
So send us those answers. What you guys think? I'm curious to know.
I'm curious too.
I better see some comments on Facebook.
So you're giving everyone homework.
www.facebook.com/Doctor Who, 2 girls, a guy, and a TARDIS. Go there. Like us. Follow us. Whatever. Tell us your favorite episodes. Tell us that I talk too much. Tell me that I'm arrogant and wrong. Whatever. Knock yourselves out. Who shared the picture? Joanna, did you put the picture of the angels, the Muppet Angels?
Yes, I did. I saw that. I started laughing on it.
That was pretty good.
I saw it a few times, and then I'm like, I better share this. I'm the only one.
Oh, and if you follow Geek Girl Chicago, she posted a whole bunch of Twitter reactions to Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who costume. And one of them was, I think he looks like a magic act in a Mr. Rogers sweater. He's not wearing a sweater, you moron, but whatever.
Oh.
If you're going to say he's wearing a sweater, at least, first off, it was a cardigan Mr. Rogers wore, and he didn't wear it. He took it off when he came into the show. He put it back on when he left, along with changing his shoes.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's completely off, and obviously someone that has never seen a picture of John Pertwee. So, but check her blog out, the latest one. I don't know if I want to read those, because I might get in arguments. But it's been 2 girls, a guy, and a TARDIS, episode 27.
Yes.
And
oh boy.
Thank you for joining us. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you probably in 3 weeks, right? Because 2 weeks you're going to Galley.
Yes.
So you
2
guys
weeks from today, I will be
in Galley,
at Galley.
in sunny California.
Warm weather.
Warm weather, yeah. What are you talking about? It's been 22. It was 20 degrees today.
Heat wave.
So coming live from Siberia. So, all right, we'll talk to everybody later, and thanks for listening. And again, thanks for all your support and making this a great year for us. So, hopefully, there'll be more to come.
Thank you, guys.